Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ryan Carter just left Troptions. The Chief Operating Officer at Troptions just left. And he went on to build Unity token. Something much bigger. Today's episode, it is a discussion about growth. It is about vision, evolution, and why sometimes people leave one chapter behind to build something much deeper, something much bigger. Because recently, many people have been asking questions about Ryan Carter's leaving Troptions and his transition away from Troptions Incorporation and towards building his own infrastructure, his own ecosystem, that is the Unity token, also known as Tunity. And honestly, I understand why people can get curious. In crypto, whenever somebody leaves a project, the internet immediately creates tens of different stories. Some people create rumors, others create fear, others create narratives without understanding the bigger picture. But today I want us to slow down and look at this situation from a human perspective. Because sometimes evolution is necessary, right? Sometimes evolution is necessary. Sometimes vision changes. Sometimes people outgrow systems. And sometimes a person simply sees a bigger future ahead, not associated with the current infrastructure. Now, before even talk specifically about Mr. Ryan Carter, let's first understand something important about the crypto industry itself. This industry moves very fast, extremely so fast. A project that looks revolutionary today can become outdated tomorrow. Technology changes, market behavior changes, regulatory laws, they change, community expectations change, and most importantly, vision changes. Some platforms, they remain focused only on trading. Others move into infrastructure. Others move into payments. Others into AI. Others move into tokenization. And the people leading these ecosystems also evolve mentally over time. And that's normal. Even in traditional business, founders have left companies to pursue bigger visions all the time. And personally, I don't think that the real question should be, why did Mr. Ryan Carter leave Troptions? But I think the important question should be, what kind of the future is he trying to build now? What is he building now? Because when you study the Unity tokens ecosystem carefully, you start noticing something interesting, that the vision appears much bigger than simply another crypto platform. So he's trying. When I read more about Unity token, I started realizing that the vision here that is being built is from just off trading culture to infrastructure culture, building an ecosystem, an infrastructure that will last for generations and generations. A humanitarian infrastructure that is here to change lives, that is here to impact people, not just trading, not just crypto trading. Buy low, sell high, buy low. And this is where I think most people miss the bigger picture. A lot of old crypto ecosystems, they focused heavily on hype cycles. They focused on charts, they focused on signals, they focused on quick profits, they focused on recruitment energy and emotional market excitement. But Unity here, it seems to be positioning itself differently. When I look at the recent developments surrounding Unity token, I've seen conversations around tokenization, conversations around real world assets, conversations about these banking relationships, conversations around aviation projects, conversations around humanitarian initiatives. This humanitarian positioning and the real economic connectivity, that's completely a different direction. That's no longer just a crypto trading culture. That starts entering infrastructure culture. And infrastructure, by the way, infrastructure is slow. It is slower. It is harder. But it is more serious. It is more regulated. And potentially far more sustainable long term. So people change after getting experience. I want to talk about myself here. One thing I've learned being in this industry for years is that people change after experience. Experience changes people. Success changes people. Failure changes people. Scams change people. Pressure changes people. Responsibility changes people. And sometimes after years inside one environment, a person begins wanting to build something that creates deeper impact. Not just market excitement. And honestly, I think that many people in crypto are becoming tired of empty hype. Empty hype. People want utility now. People want real world relevancy. People want systems connected to actual economies. And maybe that is the part of what attracted Ryan Carter towards building Unity. Because the Unity vision, whether people support Unity or not, I think one thing is becoming completely clear, that the ecosystem is trying to position itself around long-term infrastructure narratives. And recently we saw discussions involving aviation infrastructure in Liberia. That is not a 10 years business. That is a 100, 200 years business. Not for him, not for me, not for anybody around, but for future generations to change humanity. We've seen real-world asset tokenization. We've seen banking-related partnerships with PT Bat Bank in Indonesia, bringing a bank on board. It is not a 20 years goal. It is not a 50 years goal. Banks survive for decades and decades. That's not small thinking anymore. It is not small thinking. Now, of course, big visions are easy to announce. I must say, big visions are easy to announce. Execution is the hardest part. And we are all watching on what is going to happen to Unity ecosystem. And I always said this honestly on my platform, that announcements alone mean nothing without results. However much vision still matters, because without vision, nothing big is ever attempted. But one thing I personally notice about Unity is the attempt to connect blockchain with real economic activity instead of just speculative excitement. Let us be honest. Not everybody will immediately understand this transition, because many crypto investors still think short term. Price today, pump tomorrow, excitement this week. But infrastructure projects, they usually move differently. A little bit slow, but strategically, sometimes even quietly. Because building ecosystems connected to real economies, they take time and they take real preparation. Especially when aviation, banking, tokenization, compliance are involved, and Africa itself is entering a new interesting stage economically with this aviation project in Liberia, connecting Africa to South America. Ladies and gentlemen, the infrastructure demand is massive. The digital finance adoption is growing. Tokenization conversations are expanding globally. So naturally, projects positioning themselves early around infrastructure may believe they are preparing for the next phase of blockchain adoption. Leaders are human beings too. People always talk about founders as if they are talking about machines. But founders carry pressure, they carry stress, they carry responsibilities, they carry expectations, they carry criticisms, and sometimes they must make difficult decisions based on where they believe the future is heading. Sometimes leaving one environment, not because that is a sign of betrayal, no, but it is evolution. People evolve. Sometimes it is the alignment with the larger purpose. When you listen to my first episodes on this podcast, 1 to 10 or to 20 or to 50, you realize the way I speak now is not how I used to speak when I had just started podcasting. Evolution. We evolve. We move on to the next thing. We get better. And I think the internet needs more mature conversations around transitions in business and crypto. Not every move is a war, not every transition is a scandal. Sometimes it is simply somebody's deciding, this is the future I now believe in. Then you move on and build. My personal view here is really simple. As somebody who has seen both the dark side and hopeful side of crypto, I think the next generation of successful blockchain ecosystems will probably be one of those ones that are connected to real world utility. Build it, and we shall be a part of it. Not these endless hype cycles, not fake promises, not emotional manipulations, but real systems and real infrastructures, real economic use cases. And this is why conversations around tokenization, around aviation, around, they are becoming more important globally. Because blockchain alone is not enough anymore, but people want connection to reality. They want connection to reality. Can Unity actually execute this long-term vision? This is what matters now. Not marketing, not excitement, not social media noise, it is execution. Can they build partnerships? Can they maintain transparency? Can they create systems that survive long term? Can they deliver infrastructure-backed ecosystem that genuinely impact people? Time will answer that. Time will answer that. And honestly, this is the part that I'm mostly interested in. So, overall, I don't think Ryan Carter's story should simply be viewed as somebody who left Troptions, but I think it is a bigger story that actually should be considered as a transition from one phase of crypto, from one phase of crypto thinking into another, from pure platform culture to infrastructure vision. And whether Unity succeeds or fails, one thing here is certain: the project is aiming far beyond ordinary crypto conversations. And that alone makes the journey interesting to watch. That alone makes the journey interesting to watch. I want to congratulate and Welcome, Mr. Ryan Carter, to Unity Ecosystem Building. Yes, I love everything that is being built here. I want to welcome you here in a phase where you are now leading all these branches of tokenization. You're heading this, you're integrating this into this. Welcome, Mr. Ryan Carter. I wish you success in everything that you are doing. Thank you guys for listening to the Crypto Investor. I'm Daniel, and I want to ask you something today. Let me ask a question. Let me leave a question. Do you think blockchain's future is infrastructure and tokenization? Oh, you think crypto will always remain mostly speculative? And which side do you want to be? Do you want to be on the side of infrastructure development and tokenization? Property? Or you want to trade and live? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you subscribe, you follow, and share this podcast. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and keep building wisely.
Baby, I try.